often come running up this path on top of Panorama Hills, and there's kind of this point in the run where I pause a little bit and kind of catch my breath before I make the turn to go home. And as I look out at the communities behind us, Hidden Valley and Valley Creek School where we meet each Sunday, there's the Simon Valley's communities further into the distance. There's even the place where I can see off in the distance where we have our land, and someday I imagine a future facility there. And I look forward to what God is going to do. But my prayer is this. My prayer is that God's kingdom would come. That God would move into these communities, into the homes, into the lives of people who are new immigrants to our city, people who have lived here for several years, people who are just raising their kids in new streets and new neighborhoods. Our desire as a church family is that we'd be the kind of place where broken people, average people who don't have all their stuff together, could come and find a place, a landing spot, and they could come and experience the perfect love of God that touches their lives. One of my favorite stories in the Gospel of Mark is this time where Jesus is nearing the city of Jerusalem. He's getting really close, and the crowds around him are starting to grow in size, and out from the side, and there's this voice that calls out for Jesus, the Son of Man, to have mercy on him. It's this voice of this beggar who's blind, and he's on the side of the road, and he needs someone to pay attention. The crowds push him back, and they don't let him kind of have presence, and Jesus turns and he tells his disciples to come and bring him forward. Jesus asks one question towards him. What is it that you want? You know, I often think of that question because I think there's people in our communities around us who need someone to turn towards them and pay attention. Someone who is able to be present to them and listen to their needs and to their hurts and to their lives. And our desire as a church this fall is that we'd be that kind of place. The kind of place that gives presence to one another. The kind of place where Jesus' love would touch people's lives through us, through His grace and mercy towards them. And I want to invite you in. I want to invite you to be that kind of a community of faith together. That this fall, whether it's in our homes, in our community group, in our life groups, or through our children's ministry, our times of worship together when we gather on Sundays, or whether it's just through what we share across the fence with a neighbor, that we would be the kind of place that gives presence, Christ's presence towards others. And through that, they know His love.